Once upon a time in adequately advanced magic. Where's the emergency? I'm stuck inside the refrigerator lever.
Meat inspection, I'm just doing, the traditional meat inspection that police officers do, and I seem to have gotten stuck in the refrigerator.
You open it, revealing a somewhat small office. There's a Cocobolo desk.
Always.
You continue to look over the desk, and you find an accounting book and also a calendar. The only thing that you can make out is that it appears that he has a meeting scheduled right about currently. The three of you head into the main club area, and you take a look around, and you see the walls are adorned with various weapons. Ahead of you see that the bar is located in the center of the space, and it's spaced around a large octangular column. And you see that there's a set of stairs that lead up to the top of the column, which has a couple of couches and some seating. The group reaches the base of the stairs, and Rork looks in the direction of Sirius and Niklaus. Stepping out from behind Rork, you see Detective Valerie Wolf.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Falcon's Reach, a city in which magic is technology. You're listening to Adequately Advanced Magic.
Sirius and Niklaus, the two of you find yourself in the corner of the club. And right ahead of you, you see Rork. The leader of this gnoll gang, he's in his tan suit jacket, and standing next to him is Detective Valerie Wolf. She's still wearing her white shirt with the suspenders and dark pants, and from here you can see that really metal scar that she has across her neck.
She's a zombie, isn't she?
I wish I had thought of that, but... Meanwhile, across the room in the southeast corner is Hirkir. And you see that the entire group that has come down from the second level of the club is facing Niklaus and Sirius. From here you can see that, contrary to your expectations of the group heading out the front door, it seems like they made a right and we're heading towards the back instead.
Sneaky bastards.
Which is also why they happened to see Sirius and Niklaus, who were also sort of standing out in the open.
Oops.
No, Niklaus was nondescript. He was blending in. He was acting casual.
I believe Sirius was dancing to look natural.
Well, how about we roll for it?
That seems fair.
It is Dungeons and
Dragons.
Dragons.
Do a performance check.
Alright. Performance, that's an 8.
Yeah, somehow it just doesn't look as good as it did earlier. It sort of just looks like you're rubbing your eye.
No, this is all the rage.
Rork points a finger in the direction of Niklaus and Sirius, and then he goes, "It's them! They're the ones who are at the plaza!"
I'm so glad you settled on a voice for him. Sirius would wave and be like, "Detective, what are you doing here?"
Valerie steps out from behind one of the gnoll lackeys, of which there are 4.
4 lackeys plus Rork. So there's 5 gnolls?
Yeah, so it's 4 lackeys plus Rork plus Valerie.
Is Valerie human?
Yes.
Rork, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was always adding an extra I. Apparently it's not there.
Rork.
Rorky?
I was saying Rork.
Rork. Ah. 2-1 odds. We got this.
And as she does so, she says, "Oh my gosh, is that you, Officer Alanis?"
Oh my gosh, it is! What are you doing here with this gnome kingpin and co?
"Oh, I'm just here for daytime clumping."
That's cool. You wanna go hit the dance floor?
"Yeah, maybe in a little bit. What are you doing here?"
I'm here to inspect the dance floor. Routine work.
"Oh, Officer Alanis, you know we don't do that."
Things have changed since you were last at the office. They've put me on inspection duty.
You know I'm still an active duty officer, right?
Oh, nothing gets by you. Yeah, I'm also here to dance, as you can see. And I start dancing. I start, just really working it.
We'll keep the 8 from before.
Yes. Just rubbing my eyes like really hard.
Nicholas would like to see if the detective was lying.
Do an insight check.
It's gonna be a 13.
I feel like it's pretty obvious because we just saw her come from that.
Based on context clues and the fact that she is not dancing, you determine that yes, in fact, she is lying.
Knew it.
The look that she has on her face is one of trying to figure out what's going on.
Ha! Surprised her.
Hicker, do you want to do anything in particular?
From where I am, I suspect I can't hear anything yet, but I just sort of see the group stop as they notice Cirrus.
Yeah, right now you see sort of a standoff.
Okay, I'm going to try not to be noticed, to be ready to intervene with the element of surprise!
Yeah, what do you do exactly?
How far away are they from me?
Hicker, you find yourself right next to a booth.
How tall are they?
It's pretty low barrier, like what you're seeing is about couch height.
Gotcha, okay. I'm just gonna stay where I am for the time being, so as not to attract any attention.
Rork, meanwhile, continues to throw a hissy fit. He's like, it's them! Valerie is trying to ignore him and trying to figure out what's going on.
We can just let this play out for a while.
Nicholas takes a sip of his drink.
Valerie says, so oh my gosh, Officer Lannis, do you have some business with some plaza? Because that appears to be what I'm hearing right now as
Rork throws a fit.
Yeah, she looks in the direction of Rork, who's throwing a fit.
I mean, I made some friends at this plaza that I've sort of been staying at for the last couple of days, and they're really nice people.
Weren't you investigating an attack that was there just a few hours ago?
Yeah. I guess we're just putting all the cards on the table. Yeah.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, okay. I became friends with the people at this plaza, and this man, this gnoll, Rork, came with his men, and they were doing some very not nice things to my new friends, and so I came here to maybe put a stop to that, and uphold justice and whatnot.
She says, oh my gosh, I love justice.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Do you?
For justice.
How about we sit down and have a drink and talk about it?
Okay, that sounds great. Where do you want to sit down?
Meanwhile, Rork is still having a fit. He looks like he's about to start stabbing.
Do it, Rork. Do it.
Sir, please. I'm gonna have to ask you to remain calm.
Valerie puts her hand on his arm because it's easier to reach, and gives him a look.
He dies. He turns to stone. She's actually a Medusa.
Oh no!
Rork shuts up.
Is Valerie a human?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or so it appears.
That healthy skepticism.
This is not my first D&D campaign.
Valerie walks toward the two of you and gestures towards a nearby booth.
Okay. Cirrus doesn't have much of a reason to not go along with this right now, so she will go along with this.
Well, we could go back upstairs. It seemed like you guys were having a nice conversation up there. Looks very comfortable, like a good view.
No, I don't think we need to do that.
That's for crime? This is trying to get out of crime?
She heads into the booth.
It's okay, guys. Valerie is one of the most decorated detectives that I know, and she always holds the highest standard of integrity. We could trust her.
Mm-hmm.
She's also one of my best friends. She's my only friend. Cirrus follows her into the booth.
Well, if the booths are like what, 4 feet high? Can you see over the top, or is it sectioned off?
He said that they were couch size.
Yeah, couch height, so
Okay.
about 3 feet-ish.
Okay. Well, then Nicholas will stay on the outside of the booth, but he'll kind of lean over.
Very non-awkwardly. It's totally natural.
He'll actually turn to one of the gnoll lackeys and be like, "Can you give me a refill on this drink?"
I don't lackey for you, man.
Do a quick persuasion check. Do a straight charisma, because you're not really persuading him, I guess.
It'll be a 15.
Gnoll Lackey number 1. He's wearing his black suit jacket.
There's a 1 on
He
it.
starts running back towards the bar for some reason. And Rork has to grab him by the shoulder for a second. And then Rork whispers something in his ear. He does run back to the bar, and then he runs back and he gives you a drink.
I give him my empty.
And then he runs towards the front entrance.
Yeah, Niklaus just leans kind of against the booth so that he can listen in on the conversation between Valerie and Cirrus, but he's keeping an eye out and facing the lackeys and Rork.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Hooker, do you want to do anything?
Nope, I'm going to stay where I am, since if he's bringing help, I can get him as they come in the front door, and I don't want to leave Cirrus and Niklaus.
Yep, sounds good. Back in the booth. So, like, oh my gosh, Officer Alanis, what have you been up to?
Oh man, okay. Keep this on the down low because technically it's sort of not what I'm supposed to be doing, but I've been, looking into what happened to my father. I met up with these two gentlemen who seem to have gone through a lot of weird, traumatic stuff, and they seem kind of broken inside. That's neither here nor there, but they definitely seem like they needed a friend. What about you? What have you been up to?
Oh, nothing. It sounds like you've been having a rough time. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I like she pats your hand.
I lean back. I'm like, don't even get me started. This has been one of the roughest 2 to 3 weeks or however long it's been of my life. But yeah, I feel like I haven't seen you that much lately.
Oh yeah, well, duty calls. She looks in the direction of Niklaus and she says, like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you again.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, I noticed you chatting with Rork. How do you know him?
Oh, how do I put this? Occasionally we do business together. He's such a nice guy. You should meet his family.
He hasn't really struck me as much of a family man as he has a kind of extortioning, sleazy businessman type who's trying to muscle his way into property that doesn't belong to him. What kind of business could you possibly have with somebody like that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, have you seen him do anything illegal?
I mean, I did see him and his gang roll up at this plaza, hurt one of my new friends, and drive off.
And vandalism. Don't forget the vandalism.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Niklaus. Yes, there was lots of vandalism, too. Like, so much vandalism. I was not able to even...
Check your notes. Check your notes.
Yeah,
you took notes.
Yeah. I counted at least 17 acts of vandalism.
Like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
She's lying.
You can't hear anything.
I know.
The gnoll lackey number 1 who headed toward the front entrance, he goes outside.
Is everything okay, Valerie? You seem a little off today.
Oh, nothing's wrong.
Can I insight her, Joey?
Yep.
Insight her. You see her kidney.
Ruh-roh. I have a -1 to insight, so let's see.
What kind of police officer are you?
I got an 18 though, so it's a 19 -1.
Very naive.
Nice.
Hey, I have +3 to investigation, so that's the police officer part of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, something seems off. You can't quite put it together, but probably everybody else has.
Valerie, do you need to talk? I'm here for you if there's something wrong.
Valerie puts on a very dour face, and she says, like, oh my gosh, I actually do need to talk to you about something.
Oh, of course. Tell me what's up. I mean, we could also talk somewhere else less crowded if that works for you. I know it's kind of noisy here.
No, it's okay. You see, I really need you to leave that plaza. You don't want to know the things that they're doing over there. Like, oh my gosh, it's terrible.
I was going to ask Joey if he could roll a persuasion check.
That's not how this game works.
Yep, it certainly is not. What kind of things?
Oh, all sorts of crime.
That hasn't been my experience. The only thing that's really happened there is I got invited to a nice dinner.
Well, obviously, you're a police officer. That's what they would do. Like, oh my gosh.
So what does Rork have to do with this?
Let's just say we have a mutual interest in the plaza. And he's helping me clear out the crime
With
from
crime.
the plaza. Like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Valerie, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think he's lying to you. I think... I think he's filling your head with lies. I think he's the one who's involved in crime. And I need you to sit down for this, but I don't think he's a good person.
She pats your hand again and she's like, oh, Officer Alanis, Like, oh my gosh, you're the best.
No, you're the best. Stop it. But Sirius feels very weird right now.
She says rather tersely, I think you should leave that closet.
Well, I'm sorry, Valerie, but that's not up to you.
Oh, shit.
I need to be there. It's the only way I'm going to figure out what's happening to my family. So, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, that's going to be such a problem for me.
Well, I don't see why it would. Anyway, I think me and my friends need to talk to your associate over here.
Valerie peers up from the couch and looks at Rork, and then turns back toward the two of you. Meanwhile, Gnoll Lackey number 1 has returned from the front entrance, and he has returned with a friend. It's that Gnoll bouncer that was in the front before, and now that you're closer up, you see that he is huge. Meanwhile, DJ Hammerroar starts a new set.
Ooh.
It's love ballads.
From vents located
Oh,
throughout the upper part of the clubbing hall, a gentle fog rolls out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pretty cool waterfall effect of the light that bounces off all of the glaives throughout the room and through the fog. And the fog eventually settles at about 1 foot off the ground, and it's basically like a dry ice effect.
They really put everything into their midday shows.
Yeah, the midday club goers go nuts.
This is why I come here every day at 12!
Lunch hour, dance hour.
Valerie turns around and looks at Niklaus and Cirrus, and she says, like, oh my gosh, just 1 second. I love this song.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And there's a tense couple of seconds where the Gnoll lackeys are now looking at you, and so is Rork.
Is the bodyguard still just in the doorway?
The bouncer that you saw earlier is still in the doorway, accompanied by Gnoll lackey number 1. From the silence earlier, the music builds up for a little bit. Once DJ Hammerroar drops the beat, the Gnoll lackeys, Rork, and Valerie all pull out their weapons.
Do I see that?
Yeah, and everything goes into bullet time mode, and we're going to roll for initiative.
Bullet time.
Bullet time.
Nice. 18 for Nicholas.
15 for Hercure.
8 for Sirius.
That actually checks out.
Time slows down for a hot second.
It's a really hot second because it's slowed down, so it's just like...
And as DJ Hammerroar drops the beat, Valerie reaches into her jacket and pulls out 2 magic pistols.
Oh no.
And then she dodge rolls out of the booth and into the next one.
She flips out. All right.
And she starts blasting in the direction of Cirrus and Niklaus.
Oh no.
Course your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Oh, she used to be so cool.
Did she, though? Did she?
First attack against Niklaus is a 22.
Ouch.
That hits.
It does 5 damage, and a frigid beam
Valerie does strike me as being the frigid type.
of blue-white light streaks towards you. And as it does, you find yourself slightly also frigid,
Just slightly.
and your speed is reduced by 10.
Okay.
She's also going to blast in the direction of Cirrus, and she rolls a 12.
That does not hit.
Yeah. Some crackling energy flies past you, but it seems like she might be a little bit distracted shooting at her friend. And it bounces into a glaive, and it bounces upwards, and then it bounces around, because everything is weirdly reflective in this club.
Ooh, light show.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the midday clubbers are going nuts.
Oh shit!
The camera swivels, and it cuts to Niklaus.
Nicholas puts down his drink on the booth.
Always classy, our Niklaus.
Nicholas picks one of the random lackey, so let's say lackey number 2, and he creates a telepathic link with him. He doesn't indicate with his body language that he's doing anything, and he just tells the lackey, "Your boss is gonna get you killed." he smiles as he pulls out a magitech that he hides the fact that it's already been used, and he pretends to use that magitech to cast Hunger of Hadar, Hunger of Hater.
All right, someone's really hungry all of a sudden. We get it.
Yeah, so it opens a gateway to the dark between stars, a region infested with unknown horrors, and a 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears, centered in the middle of those group of lackeys and Rork and Valerie.
Cthulhu comes and eats everyone. The end.
Okay, what do they have to roll?
Nothing happens until their turn.
Okay.
But that is a concentration. It lasts for a minute. It is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises and can be heard 30 feet away. No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate the area, and creatures fully within the area are blinded.
Slurping noises always gets me.
So the last thing that guy, lackey number 2, saw was me looking at him, smiling as darkness envelops him. And then as I finished the spell, I said, "You should have ran when you had the chance." And then once they can no longer see me, I moved 30 feet along the wall, away from where I was.
So up towards the northwest?
Towards the north, yeah.
The zone of doom!
Slurp, slurp,
Slurp, slurp,
slurp. The people in this club were like, "Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Is this part of the show?"
They're slurping in my ear!
Okay, but describe what it looks like happening within the club and within this bar area.
So for the people there, they see the light show happening, and then all of a sudden they hear a crackle sound, and then an expanding sphere of blackness envelops a 20-foot radius area, and they're like, "This is the craziest light show."
The craziest non-light show
I've ever seen.
It's the craziest dark show.
It's the craziest slurp show I've ever been to.
Is that a total absence of light over there?
Meanwhile, it's the bouncer's turn, and he's included in this circle of darkness.
Cool. So the void creates a warp in the fabric of space, and the area is difficult terrain. Any creature that starts their turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage, no save.
Oh shit.
He takes 11.
11 cold damage. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's difficult terrain, so it's half speed through the darkness. And he's blind, so he can't see until he leaves the darkness.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna pick a random direction to go. He runs and trips into the bar. And he bangs his head against a couple of bottles of alcohol, which smash.
Oof.
Meanwhile, here you see that a giant circle of darkness has appeared where all the baddies were.
If he ends his turn inside the circle, he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
He rolls a nat 1.
So Milky, otherworldly tentacles rub against him, and he takes 2d6 acid damage.
Milky.
Very descriptive.
He takes 8 damage.
Ooh.
This is the most descriptive spell, I think, in the whole of D&D. There's much more descriptive language in this one than in any of the others.
But yeah, it's your turn, Huker.
My target-rich environment has gone to blackness, and I don't think it goes to the top of the so I can't see that Niklaus moves, right? I'm just seeing
you
inky blackness.
see a big blob of blackness.
You do hear the whispers and slurping noises, though.
And the milky tentacles.
Don't forget about the milky tentacles.
Hercule looks back towards the DJ and the dance floor and is like, "Is this part of the show?" type thing. He doesn't think it is, but he's just taking the measure of what's happening around there. He doesn't want to approach the milky tentacles, is what I'm saying.
He's watched enough anime to know what's going on.
Ugh.
Fantasy anime.
He prefers the sci-fi anime where magic is technology.
Love it. Love magic is technology. TM. That's a McElroy joke. We can't air that. TM thing.
Sorry, what?
Well, he's looking around like, did the DJ do this? Are other people reacting? I don't want to go into that inky blackness. I heard some slurping and saw some milky tentacles, and it didn't look good.
Yeah, do a wisdom check.
Just straight wisdom?
To figure out what's going on.
14.
Yeah, this is not part of DJ Hammerroar's set. And in fact, based on the tactical dimensions of this inky black darkness having enveloped most of the, or as far as you can see, the enemies with whom you were concerned with, you deduce that this has to be the work of one of your compadres.
Cirrus.
Yeah, one guess.
It was me, Cirrus!
And and that shit is going down right now. Meanwhile, the club goers have no idea what's going on.
I will hold my action, and if someone emerges from the inky blackness, I will hurl an ice knife at them. Because he's not going in.
In the darkness, Rork fumbles around, and he takes some damage, right?
Yeah, 2d6 cold.
He takes 5 cold damage, and he's just going to run straight 30 feet to the east.
He's half speed.
He'll dash, because he doesn't know what's going on. And he catches a glimpse of Hirkir, and the two of you look at each other confusedly.
Yeah, he does. I cast a spell. I cast ice knife. So I make a ranged spell attack. Does 19 hit?
A 19 hits.
All right. He takes 1d10 piercing damage. 3 points of piercing damage. The shard then explodes. The target, each creature within 5 feet of it, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
The gnoll bouncer, who is within 5 feet, rolls an 18.
Well, that will succeed. He also has to, Rork will also need to make a save.
8.
He does not succeed. He takes another 9 points of cold damage.
Holy cow.
He's so cold.
So cold.
He's so cold.
Cold, no, cold.
Yeah. The ice knife flies into his shoulder, and it explodes, hitting both him and almost hitting the gnoll bouncer behind him, but just like some flecks of ice fly into the bouncer's face. The group of gnoll lackeys are stuck in the darkness. The 3 gnoll lackeys, they take 7 damage, 5 damage, and 3 damage, respectively. And then they start running in random directions.
Please have one of them run into the other one.
The first one runs out of the darkness, heading west. The second one, he runs south, and he runs into a couch and flips over. And the last one runs northwards, heading up.
Couch Boy takes the 2d6 acid damage as tentacles writhe around him.
Tentacles reach out and touch him.
In time with the music.
In time with the music.
In time.
He takes an additional 6 damage.
Weirdly out of time with the music.
And it's Cirrus's turn.
Okay.
Well, this should be interesting.
Cirrus sees this happen and yells, Valerie! And runs forward
Oh, shit.
to save Valerie.
Did Cirrus not see Valerie shoot Niklaus with her pistol?
Cirrus believes in Valerie.
Okay.
Didn't Cirrus get shot with Valerie, or did she miss
No,
Cirrus?
she missed.
Oh, that's
on
right.
purpose.
On purpose.
Oh, sure.
Alright, you run into the darkness.
Yes. Cirrus is also kind of like, what is happening?
Yeah, you flip over the back end of a couch and you end up inside the darkness.
With a gnoll and Valerie.
And right in front of you, you see one of these gnoll lackeys.
Cirrus kind of just like tramples over him to get to Valerie. He said he flipped over, so he must be prone. It's also dark, so Cirrus can't really see anything in here, right? So she's just like running forward to where she saw Valerie.
I'll just say you can't end your turn on top of any of them, so you'll just get like squeezed out, essentially.
Okay.
You stomp on top of the gnoll, which also flipped over the couch, and you flip over another set of couches, and you see Valerie hidden inside one of these nooks.
Okay.
They smooch.
Whoa. Cirrus is like, Valerie, grab my hand.
I can totally find myself out of the way out of this milky darkness. A void.
Valerie says, no, I think I'm good.
Valerie, I'm trying to redeem your character. Let's go.
Like, oh my gosh, though, what is that fingernail polish that you have?
Oh my gosh, it's Falcon's Reach Red. Standard issue.
Chartreuse.
Standard issue.
it's
Police nail polish.
All right. Cirrus is going to attempt to grab Valerie and pull her out by force to get her out of here.
You're gonna try and grapple her?
Yeah.
Aww.
Alright, go ahead and do the
Grapple
grapple.
18 to grapple.
Oh, yeah.
She rolls a 14.
I grapple her.
Yeah, you grab onto her and she's like, "Eh!"
I would like to now attempt to retreat the way I came with her, but I don't know how much action economy I have left.
No, you did your 30 feet.
All right.
With the difficult terrain.
Okay, we are grappled.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oops.
No Milky Tentacles involved either.
Not yet.
Well,
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, I have to do something at the end of my turn, don't I?
yeah, right. What does she have to do?
You take 2d6 acid damage.
Oh, I thought there was a saving throw I had to do at the end of my turn.
Oh wait, no, you're right. There is a saving throw. It's a dexterity. Sorry.
No problem.
It's the one when you start the turn, you don't get the saving throw. It's the end turn one you do.
Be a 13.
You fail.
Sad.
You take 2d6 acid damage.
Sad.
You want to roll
Look,
Roy?
you chose to run into
I'll
the
roll it.
void.
I was
with the
saving my
slurping.
friend.
Were you?
Oh shit! You take 12 acid damage.
It's not great, but I'm hardy.
A couple more of those you won't be.
Yeah. Oh, did you roll max damage?
Yes.
It's fine.
Oh god.
It's fine.
This is great.
I was just trying to think of what she would do. This seems like what she would do.
That's
It
fair.
seems on brand.
It is actually Gnoll Lackey number 1's turn, and he's going to take the 2d6 damage.
Yeah, he is.
6. And then he's going to run in a random direction. And he bursts out of the darkness.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
And he just happens to run out just as you're throwing your ice knife at Rork, his boss. And he doesn't appreciate that.
Well, he can go to hell. He should get a better job.
Yeah, he pulls out his longbow and he's going to try and shoot at you.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
He rolls a 19,
Well, that will hit, yes.
and he rolls a 8
Oh.
for damage.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back at the top, Valerie is going to try and break out of this grapple.
2d6 cold.
She takes 8 damage from the cold. She shivers as she's being bear hugged by Sirius, and she's like, "Oh my gosh."
She's very nonplussed. Okay, I guess we contest again.
Her kink is Milky Tentacles.
Whose isn't?
We're gonna have like a sexy bonus episode arc. We're gonna lose all our followers.
We're gonna gain a bunch of other ones.
We're gonna have quite a new fan base, and we're probably not gonna like it as much.
She rolls a 7.
Alright, I rolled a 21.
Hug your friend tight.
I'm hugging you for your own good.
Her eyes are a little bit bulging out, a little bit.
You can't really
the
see
bear
that well,
hug.
though, because it's
Yeah, no one can see it.
inky void blackness.
And now she does a dexterity saving throw or something.
Yes, dexterity saving throw.
She will definitely have some sort of disadvantage on this.
She rolls a 15.
She fails, and the tentacles rub against her, doing 2d6 damage. Acid damage.
Takes 9 damage.
Nobody draw anything from this.
The tentacles rub so good.
Meanwhile, it's Niklaus's turn.
Okay, so those two lackeys ran out. Niklaus faces the one to the south, and the one on the left, on his left, should be lackey number 2. He kind of side-eyes him a bit, and still, without moving his mouth, speaking into his head, he's like, last chance. And for the guy to the south, he will cast... Yeah, let's do a level 2 Chaos Bolt from a fake Magitech. So I'll do an attack. It's a 17 to hit.
A 17 hits.
Cool. Let me roll for the damage type. 2d8s. We'll do it as psychic damage, and I'll tell you the damage here. That'll be 18 psychic damage.
Holy cow. With 18 psychic damage, the dude just dies.
I want give a side-eye glance to Lucky number 2, and then put my attention, and I face the gnoll to the south. There's like a warbling orb that shoots out that was changing like a kaleidoscope of different colors until it turns into like a transparent, almost like window glass breaking like orb that when it hits the gnoll, you see his eyes kind of roll up and some blood leak from his ears and his nose, and he collapses to the ground unconscious.
Oh.
And then Niklaus slowly turns his head to face Lackey number 2.
Niklaus is not terrifying at all.
And that's it for his turn.
Okay.
So you're like a dude in a businessman suit, right? It's just like doing all these horrible things to people. I love it.
The bouncer, having some ice flecks fly into him, heads in that direction. And so she's going to go 10 feet, burst out of the darkness, see you, Hirkir, and then... Can he make it that far? He can. He runs over right next to you, Hirkir, and he's going to... He's actually unequipped with any weapons. Instead, he's going to attack you with his mouth. He's going to try and bite you. And then he goes into full werewolf mode and tries to claw you. So for the first bite attack, he rolls a 13.
13 does hit. Yes, 13 hits.
He does 6 damage, and go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. 19.
You pass. You do not take poison damage from his apparently somewhat rabid bite.
Yo.
Next, however, though, he pulls out his claws, and he's going to take a swipe at you. The first attack is a 14.
That will hit as well.
It does 11 damage.
Good God.
And he's going to swipe at you again, and he rolls a 10.
That does not hit.
You tank the first hit straight in the chest, and you see him rear up again as he's about to make another swipe at you, but you've learned your lesson, and you nimbly jump out of the way as he attempts to hit you. Meanwhile, the nearby midday club goers are like, ooh, such dexterity.
If I disengage, is that my full move action?
Yes, because you're not a rogue.
Okay, I'm going to disengage and move. Do I move back 5 feet? Is that what I'm limited to?
So disengage just negates the opportunity attack.
Oh, and then I can move after
Yeah,
that.
and then you can go wherever you want.
Okay. So then I'm going to move.
Please go on the stage so that we can have like the epic club stage battle.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get up onto the stage and like the other side of DJ Hammerer.
Oh, Jeremiah.
Here.
Jeremiah, I have the best idea ever. You should totally steal his glasses and start blinding people with them.
Is that my turn? I think that might be all I can do.
Unless you have a bonus action or something.
Yeah, you have like bonus action, free action.
I don't think I have. I mean, I want to cast a spell next, but I don't think I can do that with a bonus action. All right, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
Strong.
6 points
Nice.
of healing on me.
Yeah, a sprinkle of lights dust over you, and the club goers are like, ooh, Meanwhile, DJ Hammerroar is confused as to why you're on the same stage as he is.
I'm not paying him any attention whatsoever.
He's still blasting people with his dancing lights Magitech glasses.
Is he saying ka-chow?
Sure. Meanwhile, Rork has seen you run up onto stage, and he will attempt to run. Yeah, he's gonna dash up right up next to you.
God damn it.
Here. And he looks not very happy that you're interrupting DJ Hammerroar's set. Amongst the other reasons. Back to the first group of gnoll lackeys. The first one is unconscious. The second one will roll for, I don't know, bravery.
Roll for bravery.
And he rolls a...
You mean to compare against my intimidation?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and roll that.
Okay. That'll be 18.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he rolled a 15. He's gonna book it into the corner and hide. Meanwhile, the other one is confused, having been trampled over by Cirrus, and is just very cold. He's going to take 9 damage and try to book it out of here. He's going to book it out northward, and he bursts out of the sphere of darkness. And that's it for his turn. It's back to Cirrus. You're still grappling Valerie.
Alright, I'm gonna take damage. I'm gonna roll it this time myself.
Wait, no, Roy rolls it.
Yeah, I know, but he rolled 12 last time.
I'll do better this time. I'll do better. It's a 9.
That's 3 better.
Yeah.
I'm still okay, and that's all that matters. Cirrus is like, I've got you, Valerie! And I'm gonna attempt to run backwards the way I came out of the darkness.
Flip over the couch. Flip over the other couch.
Cirrus, you flip over the couch barrier, and then you flip over, like, the opposite side of the other couch, and that is 20 feet.
Okay.
And then you keep going, or...
Okay, so I would like to basically just, like, take her weapons and tell her to run away, is my plan here. So I'd like to take her pistols and be like, Valerie, get out of here! It's too dangerous, and we need to talk more. I'm hoping the example of me saving her life from the inky blackness will inspire her to listen to me. Cirrus is trying to use the power of friendship to great effect. Or she's really hoping the power of friendship comes through.
There's no friendship. Valor doesn't believe in friendship, only interests.
Valerie only believes in the power of paid health care.
Yeah, but she had trouble shooting at her friend earlier, so I'm hoping that
Well, she's
there's
gonna need it now.
Good thing it's paid for, then.
She might need some psychological help after the Milky Tentacles.
Cirrus, you grab Valerie and you burst out of the darkness. Yeah, the mechanics of you trying to take her weapons is too complicated. So I'll let you do a persuasion check.
Okay. So I think that adds up to 20, non-natural.
Valerie is unconvinced.
Wow.
And I rolled for her. She looks at you in the eye and she says, like, oh my gosh, girl, there's so much you don't understand.
Checks out.
Even after I saved her, Joey?
Yeah.
Sad. Friendship.
Business.
This might be a one-sided friendship. Just saying.
R.I.P. Damn it. I'm a redemption paladin. I'm trying to redeem her.
I mean, you do you.
No, I am. I'm doing me very
You gotta
very
follow
well.
your heart.
Yeah, you continue doing you.
Yes.
Gnoll Lackey number 1, who is somehow still alive, and he, for some reason, really cares about his job. He runs up onto stage with you, Heeker, but that's all that he can do.
Get off my stage, you bastards. He was in the booth before, right?
Yeah. It's back to the top of the order, which is Valerie, and she's going to...
She's still grappled, right?
Yeah. Try and break out.
Okay.
And she rolls a 19 on dexterity.
And that's a pretty good roll. Let's see what I get. Oh, but I rolled a 20.
Nice.
She squiggles within your grasp of your very feminine bear hug, but she cannot get out.
I'm just so strong.
She says, like, oh my gosh, just let me go.
I can't do that. There's, like you said, there's so much I don't understand.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
So tell me, let me know.
She says, no.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Cirrus breaks her neck. The end.
Justice!
And it's back to Niklaus.
Seeing the lackeys all come out, Valerie come out, Cirrus come out, he figures most of the people are now outside of the radius of the Hunger of Hadar. So he holds his hands out and kind of like clasps into a fist, and the darkness collapses as he ends the spell. So there's the one lackey near me, and there's Valerie and Cirrus, right?
Yeah, and there's like the lackey in the corner who's cowering.
They ran away. Yeah.
Yep.
I turn to the lackey close to me, and I tell him, "You see your friend there at your feet. If you don't want to end up like him, you should get out of here."
All right, go ahead and roll a intimidation. I'm assuming this is your action.
Yeah, I'll use my action for this. That'll be 20.
The Gnoll Lackey looks at you, looks at the dude that is right next to him, who is incapacitated, and looks at the other Gnoll who is in the corner hiding, and he decides that this is not worth it.
I'm not paid enough for this.
Despite the great health benefits that he gets, he decides that it is not worth it, and he runs on his turn.
Join the rats or the kings now.
Assuming he drops his weapon or something to indicate he's giving up.
Yeah.
So once I see that, I turn my attention away from him, and I'm assuming I can't tell anything that's happening on Hirkir's side of the club, right?
You can hear some yelling from the midday club goers, and it's mostly like they're very surprised and very into it.
Okay. Do I see Valerie and Cirrus, or are they hidden by the thing because they're like rolling around?
You can see that they are wrestling each other behind the couch cushions, and it's very weird.
Okay.
Everyone's uncomfortable with this.
I do yell at them. Cirrus, do you have it?
Yeah, I've got this.
All right, I'm gonna go find Hirkir.
Okay, yeah, make sure he's okay.
Okay, and then I run towards the east side of the building, 30 feet, like on the northern half of it, I guess going around the center area. And then for his bonus action, Niklaus will cast Misty Step to get up onto the raised area. And I'm assuming from here I can see everything?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it for his turn.
You misty step yourself on top of the raised area, and you see behind you that there are several couches and closed off areas that are very fancy.
Is there happen to be a drink tray?
Yes, there are very fancy alcohols that you have desired that you have desired very much in your past.
Okay, he happens to grab one and like begins to drink it as he sees what's happening.
Yeah. As you teleport yourself onto the second level, which is located in the center of this club area, you see that on the stage, DJ Hammerroar is still going nuts. However, next to DJ Hammerroar is Hirkir, and it looks like he's about to get stabbed by numerous people.
Again.
It's the bouncer's turn, actually. He sees you standing up on the stage right next to DJ Hammerroar, and he's going to run up to the stage, and from a somewhat slightly disadvantaged position, he's going to try and swipe at you.
I kick him in the face.
He's going to, first of all, attack. He's going to try and bite at you.
Kick him in the face.
He rolls a 10.
That does not hit.
And then he's going to try and claw at you. And he rolls a unnatural 20
Misses.
and a 16.
Both hit.
First hit is 10 damage.
Son of a bitch.
Second hit is 7 damage.
Jeez.
I am near death.
From your vantage point up on the second floor of the club, you see that Hirkir is getting the shit kicked out of him, Niklaus.
Yeah. Fucking tank is busy trying to make friends with the enemy.
I mean, I was already friends with this person.
Untrue.
I mean, the evidence says otherwise.
I refuse to give up on it.
And now it is Hirkir's turn.
Alright.
You're surrounded by baddies.
Hirkir is going to disengage again and flee off.
Ring around the rosy.
Yes.
You run, you jump off the stage, and you head around the bar located in the center of the room. Rork and the bouncer and gnoll lackey number 1 are just, like, confused.
Okay. He's going to cast Healing Word on himself at second level.
Yeah, you get that sweet magic tinkle.
That sweet tinkle.
Ooh, he gets 11 hit points back. That's all he can do.
Rork is still angry. He's gonna chase after you. He runs up to you, and somewhat apropos, he pulls out a glaive, and he's gonna try and stab you. He rolls a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
And he rolls a 5 damage.
Okay.
He attacks again,
Son of a bitch.
and he rolls a 6.
That does not hit.
Yeah, he whiffs it. He looks longingly at the other glaives that are hung up on the walls everywhere. And it is now the group of gnoll lackeys. And what happened to this one again? He's going to run into the corner and hang out with the other one. And together they cower together as if they were kobolds.
They could run out the door, like, really get out of the situation. Or not. I mean,
It's a natural flight or fight instinct.
it's a natural cower in a corner instinct rather than an actual flight.
Meanwhile, it's Circe's turn.
I'm gonna cast Hold Person on Valerie, so she has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
She rolls a 22.
Okay, she's very wise. Okay, so that doesn't work. I don't want that to be my whole turn, but
You can drag her out of that corner.
that's true. I'll start dragging her out of the corner. I'm gonna start making my way towards my friends. So I'm gonna just move 30 feet north.
Yep. You start dragging Valerie up north, and the entire time she's like struggling to get out against you, And it's like this very awkward bear hug situation where she can't quite get out, and she's ready to start blasting you. Gnoll Lackey number 1 somehow is still alive, and he still really needs his job, apparently. So he goes up to Hirkir, and he's going to
Poor Hirkir.
attempt to bite you. And he rolls a 9.
That does not hit.
He gets flashbacks to his sister, of whom she needs to pay the medical bills of. And and he is just like, I have to do this. I'm so sorry. I wish I could become a literature student, but
I wish
I
it could have
must
been
bite
different.
you. I wish we had met in different circumstances. And it is back to Valerie, and she's going to try and break out again. She's going to roll a 20.
She might break out of it this time. I got an 11.
Yeah, she breaks out, and she's going to...
Valerie, no!
She's going to dodge roll 15 feet south of you.
Dodge roll.
And as she does so, as she's rolling, literally, she's like, oh my gosh, Officer Alanis. I'm sorry, officer. This is a matter of life or death for me.
Yeah. Gonna kill you when I get my hands on you.
What are you talking about? Just tell me what's going on. Please. BB, please.
That's it for her turn. It's back to Niklaus. You're standing on the second level of this bar area, and you're looking down, and you can see that Hirkir is about to play Ring Around the Rosie with everybody, and he's not doing too good at it.
Niklaus walks to the northern edge, overlooking them. He downs the rest of his drink and targets Rork with a Chaos Bolt. So Warbling Energy shoots out at him. That'll be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. See the damage type. It'll be more cold damage. Actually, I'm gonna use a Sorcerer's Metamagic to empower the spell.
Nice.
Using one of my sorcery points to re-roll the damage die. Nice. Okay, so the warbling kaleidoscope of colors settles on a bright yellow flame as it shoots at him, dealing 10 fire damage.
Nice.
It zaps him, and he looks at you angrily, Niklaus.
I toss my empty drink at his face.
The Gnoll Bouncer sees this, and he's going to attempt to run up / climb up the front edge of the platform that you're on, Niklaus. And he's going to start climbing up 10 feet. How high did I say this was last time?
30 feet. I remember because I was going to do the Detect Thoughts thing, but I couldn't reach it. And that's, Detect Thoughts is 30 feet. So I was like, oh, at the angle it was at, I couldn't reach it.
And yeah, he's just going to attempt to start climbing up this, and we'll just say he arrives at the edge.
He's like peeking up over the banister.
Yeah, with his secondary movement. Hirkir, it's your turn.
Okay. If I move, do I provoke 2 attacks of opportunity here?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I have to disengage again. And I will run another 30 feet and cast another healing word to the west.
You've made a full circle around at this, or a half circle around at this point, around the center bar. And as you round the corner, you see Cirrus staring down the detective.
It looks like the Main Street Old West standoff.
Tumbleweeds everywhere. Everywhere.
Hercule's not super concerned with that right now.
The fog makes a tumbleweed shape as it pillows out of the ventilation system.
Everyone's going nuts for DJ Hammer Roar.
Okay. How much healing was it?
7 points.
The tinkle rains over you, healing you for 7 points. It's Rork's turn, and he's going to follow you.
Alright, when he comes within 10 feet of me, I use my reaction to deal 1d4 necrotic damage to him, unless it succeeds on a Constitution saving throw.
He rolls a 17.
That'll do it.
Your spores poof out at him, but he just ducks nimbly out of the way, even though it's sort of like this weird sixth sense thing. And he's going to try and stab at you with his glaive, because that's what he really likes. The first attack is a nat 1. He flops it. He almost chops off the head of a nearby patron, and the patron is like, I'm never coming back here again.
You're gonna get 0 stars from me on Yelp.
He's gonna try and stab you again, and this time he rolls a unnatural 20.
Okay. Yes, that hits.
And it is 12 damage from the glaive.
Whoa.
Sirius, you turn around and you just happen to see Hyukir being stabbed, and it doesn't look too good.
He does not look at... How many did you say? 12?
It was 12, yeah.
God. I'm in single-digit hit points now.
Uh-oh.
Hyukir?
In one direction, you see Hyukir being stabbed, and in the other direction, you see Valerie. And somewhat coincidentally, they are equidistant from you.
And that's not even, like, for dramatic effect. That's just what's happening.
That's actually what's happening.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, it's clear that Valerie is in some shady stuff. Cirrus has tried to reach her and failed. But her very new, wait, hold on, what's the right word here? But her new friend,
Pal.
her new pal, Hyukir, is in trouble. And that's something that she could at least do something about. So she's gonna run over to Hyukir, but she stares one last time at Valerie before tearing her vision away. And will use Lay on Hands and just go through all the Lay on Hands and restore him by 20 hit points.
Oh, wow. I feel alive again.
Hyukir, are you okay?
Better now. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll stand in between and take my shield and baton out. As a bonus action, I'll cast Shield of Faith on myself. So, like, I touch my shield and it starts glowing, and then I start glowing, and everything's glowing, and I gain 2 AC.
Gnoll Lackey number 1, who has the sister with cancer, runs up and tries to hit you, Sirius. He swings around the bar, and he pulls out. He's just going to try and bite you, actually. He couldn't even afford to get a weapon. It's very sad. He rolls a 9.
All the money's going into benefits. No.
Yep.
I'm so blinding, he can't even really see where he's going.
Back at the top, it's Valerie's turn. And she says, rather defiantly, like, oh my gosh, Sirius, just give it up. If it's not me, it's going to be someone else.
I've never been good at knowing when to quit.
And if it's not me, it's going to be much worse.
Valerie, I know some part of you doesn't want to be doing this.
She's going to flip her hair and she's going to dodge roll 15 feet, and then she's going to run 60 feet out to the front entrance. And she leaves.
Really rude of her.
Meanwhile, it's Niklaus's turn.
Niklaus moves to the edge closest to Rork and his team, and he sees that Hyukir is looking better shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he yells down at Rork, "This isn't going to end well for you guys. You should just give up now before more damage comes to your club. You know how expensive that could be?"
Consider the economics of the situation, guys.
With costs these days, it's going to be so expensive to replace this equipment.
And if he can, he'll try to use his action to persuade him. Or I guess intimidate? I don't know. One of those two.
What are you trying to get him to do, exactly?
To stop fighting, to surrender. And I also yell out, "You're outnumbered. Give it up."
Yeah, go ahead and roll a intimidation check.
17 plus 5, 22.
Yeah. Rourke looks like he's about to bolt. As you yell this at him, you have successfully... What is the word I'm looking for?
Intimidated?
Defused?
Broken?
Yeah, broken him, I guess. But it's the bouncer's turn, and he climbs up to the second level that you're at, Niklaus, and he flops over the banister, sees you, and he runs over to you. And he attacks with the bite. He rolls an 18.
It hits.
It does 6 damage and do a constitution saving throw.
Ooh. That's a nat 1 plus 7 is 8.
You fail. He rolls a 3 and a 1. You take 4 poison damage.
Ow.
The bouncer with the Falcon's Ball hat continues to maul at you with his claws. With the first attack, he rolls a 14.
Misses.
And with the second attack, he rolls a 10.
Misses.
He flails at you, but you manage to dodge out of the way. The hulking gnoll next to you is not giving you good vibes. Meanwhile, it's Hyukir's turn. Ahead of you, you see Gnoll Lackey number 1 and also Rork. Rork looks like he's about to bolt, as if if he really wanted to, he feels like he could shove Gnoll Lackey number 1 in the front and just run.
Well, taking some courage by having Ceres next to him, Herkier is going to cast Flame Blade and attack Rork, who I think is the one directly in front of him. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 hits. Barely.
I'll take it. He takes 9 points of fire damage.
Yep. In one swift move, Herkier, you whip down your arm and a flame blade appears. And then you whip it back up and you smack him in the face,
Yeah, I do.
dealing 9 damage. Rork, who is already about to leave, yells some expletives at you, but first he's going to stab you. The first attack is a 16,
That hits.
dealing 8 damage.
Okay.
The second attack is 7.
That does not hit.
He whiffs the second one and he's just like, I'm out here!
Is he just fleeing then? Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You do get an attack of opportunity. He runs towards the back.
Does a 22 hit?
That hits, but what are you attacking with?
My Flame Blade? 5 points of damage.
You turn his tan suit jacket to black as you smack him on the back as he leaves.
Yep.
And he flees through the back entrance of the club area. Meanwhile, it's Sears.
So this Gnoll Lackey number 1 that's in front of me, how... what's the right word? I'm trying to think. Does he look like he's about to bolt also?
A little bit, yeah. You take a look at him and you see that he's relatively young for a gnoll. He's obviously new here, and with the determination that he is exhibiting, it looks like he's trying real hard.
Ceres is just like, don't do it, son. You're young. You have your whole life ahead of you. Don't go down this path. It will only lead to bad things. And you're outnumbered. You're outgunned. Your boss just left. Just think about it. It's not worth it.
All right, spend your action doing the persuasion check.
That emissary of peace thing lasts for 10 minutes, by the way, so I get that bonus still.
Yeah.
That's good. That will be... All right. I think we're good. That will be a 28.
Ooh. Yeah, he rolled a 19.
Wow.
Nice.
My voice is just so soothing and correct sounding.
As Gnoll Lackey number 1 looks at you, and you say these words to him, he drops the spear with which he was about to attack you with, and tears form in his eyes. He doesn't know what to do.
Run, says Herkier.
You make it seem so easy, but Gnoll Lackey number 1 thinks.
Number 1, unusual for Gnoll.
Or join us. You know, we could always use some lackeys.
Together we will bring order to the galaxy.
Gnoll Lackey number 1, who doesn't have a name thus far, he thinks. He thinks about his sister, who has a terminal disease.
Backstory of this lackey, man.
Of Lackey number 1.
All right, now we've got the next bonus series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark.
He thinks about his sister. He thinks about you. He thinks about himself. He doesn't know what to do. All thoughts lead him down a dark path. But he flees towards the back. It is now Niklaus's turn.
Niklaus turns to the gnoll, who presumably still gnawing on his arm.
Yep.
Like a pit bull holding onto a rope, won't let go. He's like, you're the only one still fighting. Your boss already ran away. Are we gonna still keep doing this?
What is that? What are you trying to do?
I'm just conversing with him. I'm just like asking him a question. I just want to hear his answer, and then I can follow up with something depending on his answer, I guess. Because I can just speak because of free action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Burn his brain out.
So
Burn
if all he
it.
does is continue to chew on my arm, then I have an answer I can work with.
The Gnoll bouncer responds.
Okay, I understand. It seems like you're a very difficult man to persuade. So I'm not going to spend my action to try and intimidate or persuade him, but I will say something in addition to my action. So I will use my action to cast Arms of Hadar. So
This Hadar
tendrils
guy.
of dark. Yeah, I know. He's one of my bros. So dark energy erupts out from me in tentacles, and they batter every creature within 10 feet of me. He has to make a strength saving throw.
He rolls a
Pancake batter or waffle batter?
11.
Oh, he fails. Nice. Okay, so he takes 2d6 necrotic damage,
Pain batter.
7 necrotic damage, and he can't take reactions until his next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, you need to think about what you've done, and then I run away. Down the stairs.
You've been a bad boy.
You bolt down the stairs leading down to the first floor. The bouncer is unhappy. He will follow you. And he's going to bite you and claw you.
Yep.
Jerk.
First attack with the bite is a 9.
Misses.
Second attack with the claw is also a 9.
Misses.
Third attack with the claw is a 19.
That hits.
He rolls a 11 on the damage. He gashes you good as you run down the stairs, heading towards your friends. And it's now Huker's turn.
Can I see him? Do we hear the...
Yeah, you see
You
him
see-
right at the edge of the stairs, at the staircase, 10 feet above you. Or, I mean, there's probably more feet, but I don't want to get into it, so...
Alright, I cast Infestation on the dude. He must make a Constitution saving throw.
He rolls a 18.
Okay, he makes the save.
He saves. He shrugs off the mites and fleas and whatever else it is.
Yep.
It's just part of his life now. It's actually sort of sad when you think about it.
Wow.
Okay, and then I will move 30 feet towards the foot of the stairs.
Rork is gone, so it's Sirius's turn.
Okay. I will also attempt to resolve this situation, so I'll move towards the foot of the stairs, so. And then I'll also dash to try to get in between Niklaus and the gnoll boy. I stand there as a shield, nay, a beacon of hope in between Niklaus and gnoll bodyguard. Like, you will not hurt my friend.
Further than you already have.
My friend, Niklaus.
You take a second to remember his name, and it's back to Niklaus's turn.
I wrote it down in my notebook.
Niklaus will use his action to disengage, and he'll move the remaining feet down the stairs away from the bad guy, and he'll yell over his shoulder, "You should give up. Sirius here takes no prisoners."
That's actually not true. I take lots of prisoners.
See, this is your chance to give up.
In fact, I exclusively take prisoners.
The bouncer goes into a rage,
Oh no.
and he attacks Sirius. He makes 3 attacks. The first one with its bite rolls a 22.
That hits, but I want to note it hits barely.
It does 7 damage. Do a Constitution saving throw.
21.
You pass. You do not take the poison damage, but he also claws you.
Oh, of course.
With the first claw, he rolls a 22,
That hits.
dealing 5 damage.
Ouch.
On the second attack, he does another 22.
He's rolled 3 22s in a row. Alright, that is fair.
Yeah.
That
Smells fishy to me.
And he does 4 damage.
Ouch.
He roars at you
9
in
damage.
anger.
Give me a break, Sears.
It's a decent amount of damage.
And now it's Huker's turn. You see that at the base of the stairs that Niklaus has escaped.
How does Niklaus look physically?
That's a very good question. I don't know.
So Niklaus's face is fine, but his arm is chewed up, and there's long slash marks in his suit from which you see like blood coming
Okay.
out.
Herkir will place a hand on Niklaus and cast Cure Wounds. And he will get 5 hit points back.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Careful, he's a biter.
I know. I got bit too.
Oh, you too?
Yeah,
Why do they bite? They have like weapons. I don't understand.
they're gnolls.
You're right. You think
Animal
I have to, like,
instinct
get
or
a-
something.
I might have to get like a rabies shot or something. I don't know how this works.
Maybe, but we can deal with that later.
Okay, yeah.
Back to Sirius.
Sir, you're attacking an officer of the law, and there are consequences for that. And I attack with my quote-unquote warhammer.
Do it.
And I get 2 attacks now, because I'm level
Nice.
5.
Nice.
Do it.
First attack is a 21.
21 hits.
And I'm gonna use a little bit of extra juice and use a spell slot to Divine Smite.
Nice.
16 damage, some of which is radiant.
Blinded by the light.
You whack him good. What does it look like?
You know,
Some sweet whackage.
Cirrus is very worried about Valerie. She doesn't have time for an extended melee, so she holds up her weapon high, and then as if lightning strikes it, all of a sudden just starts glowing white, and then she quickly cracks him across the head in a non-lethal way.
How much damage is it?
It was 16.
Okay, yeah. No, Bouncer's still okay.
Oh, okay. Well, there's 2 attacks, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Okay, second attack is a 15.
A 15 hits.
Okay, I'm gonna use another spell. I'm gonna use my last spell slot for another Divine Smite. So that'll be 12. Okay, so that's 15 damage.
Holy cow.
Bam!
He's still looking okay. You whack him in the head, and he just looks at you angrily.
I'm sorry, sir, but you forced me to do that.
And it's back to Niklaus.
Niklaus faces the gnoll bouncer on the stairs, and he will cast Mind Sliver. Ooh. So a spike of psychic energy shoots into the mind of the creature, and he must make an intelligence saving throw.
He rolls a 20.
I didn't realize this gnoll was so smart.
He rolled real good. He's considering the tactical situation, and he's looking at you guys, and he's like, roar.
He's the gnoll's secret weapon that we didn't know about.
Okay, so no damage happens, and Niklaus is kind of he huffs, and that's all he does for his turn.
All right. The bouncer picks up Cirrus, and he's going to try and bite her.
Gnoll's in this biting thing. Come on.
I know.
It's a 19.
He's so unclean.
No.
All right. He tries to bite you, but you just happen to block his bite with your shield.
Of faith.
And then he's going to try and claw you.
Fool me once, shame on you, me, I've written it.
All right. With the first claw, he rolls a nat 1.
Well, no.
He falls
With
off
the
the
second
stair.
claw, he rolls a 21.
That ties me, so yes, that
That's a
hits.
hit.
And he does 11 slashing damage
Damn.
against your armor. He slashes at you angrily.
Alright, Cirrus is starting to get a little bit worried now.
He's trying to do his goddamn job.
He's doing real well.
And it's Hukur's turn now.
All right, how does Cirrus look up there? I'm going to run up next to her.
Cirrus is kind of kneeling and bleeding and breathing very heavily.
You break a hard left and you run up the stairs and you end up next to Cirrus, who is facing off against this gnoll bouncer. He's angry that you have invaded his territory.
He's angry.
And is defending it.
Okay, well, I will touch her and put a hand on her arm, cast Cure Wounds. And she gets 10 hit points.
Nice.
A tinkle flies over Cirrus and you regain 10 hit points.
Just will not let that go. Thank you. I really needed that.
And now it's Cirrus's turn.
Cirrus is I'm going to have to ask you to stop resisting. So that one.
It's a good start.
Second crack. Much better. That'll be a 22.
22 hits.
Yes.
That's actually the only dice roll allowed now. Everyone
Yeah.
gets 22s. 1s or 22s, that's it.
Okay, he will take 10 damage.
Ooh.
Bludgeoning damage.
He passes out.
So the gnoll bodyguard slashes at Cirrus, and she is injured, but then her new friend, shows up next to her, giving her the strength to continue, and she has enough strength for one more hit, and she knows that if this guy will just stop resisting, everything will be okay. And so she closes her eyes, breathes in, and then whacks him across the head. And she's like, I hope those benefits are as good as you say they are.
And he collapses onto the floor. Meanwhile, Rork has run in one direction, and Valerie has run into a different direction. DJ Hamroar is still playing his awesome set, and you now have a choice as to which direction you want to go.
Guys,
Home? I'm pretty beat up.
we gotta stop Valerie. I'm getting the feeling that she's in something bad, and maybe she wasn't being entirely truthful with me. I know. What are the odds? But I'm really worried about her.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we have to save the people in the courtyard, and the people that were messing with them was Rork's gain. So we should get him to stop messing around And then after he's convinced to do that, we can find out what's going on with Valerie.
If she's behind Rork, though, defeating Rork isn't going to stop the harassment, I don't think.
It's all
You
bull.
hear the pitter and patter of footsteps as numerous gnolls run into the club area.
All right,
Okay.
it's time to get out of here.
Okay, we'll go after Rork. Nicholas makes a good point. I know where Valerie works. I can always find her later. She knows I'm coming for her.
We run after Rork.
Yes.
Hey everyone, this is Joey, your adequately okay dungeon master. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. I know it took a while to come out. Sorry about that. There were some scheduling mishaps and some other stuff going on, but we're back now. In the future, however, we might shift from our weekly publishing schedule to every other week, or 3 weeks on and 1 week off, just so that it's a bit easier to edit and put everything together. Let us know on Twitter or Instagram what your thoughts are. In the meantime, join us next week as Hikir, Sirius, and Niklaus go on a vegetable cart rampage.